Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode. When we hear the word triggered, something very dramatic comes to our mind. But quite often, things that trigger us are quite subtle. A change in someone's tone, a minor change in the plan, a delayed message, or a small mistake at work can trigger us. And yet, our reaction feels big: irritation, anxiety, defensiveness, and suddenly wanting to shut down. Today, we are going to explore why these small cues create such intense emotional reactions. We look at how our emotional system works and how our past experience can shape our reactions and what can we do to respond more calmly and consciously. Let's ask the psychologist some questions. What do we mean when we actually say the word trigger?
A trigger is any internal or external cue that represents a stored emotional memory or schema. So, this means that your mind is not responding to the size of the event but what the event represents. That's why even a small comment from anyone may touch an old theme like fear of failure or rejection. It just feels like that your old alarm system button has been pressed.
Okay, why do small things seem so big for us?
Because there are several factors that come together. Number one, unresolved emotional themes, that is, self worth, rejection. When they remain unprocessed, your system becomes highly sensitized towards them. That's why amygdala, that is your emotional part of the brain, it reacts rapidly before the logical part steps in. The second would be stress load, also known as allostatic load. So when the stress is high, emotional bandwidth is low. That's why we see whenever an individual is exhausted, they react to situations really rapidly or even strongly. The third would be learned patterns from earlier environments. Your family dynamics or early environments shape what you see as threatening. This is a key principle in attachment theory. That's why if people have grown in unpredictability, emotional inconsistency, there is a tendency to stay vigilant. Last would be intolerance of uncertainty. So even small disruptions like change in plan or routine can feel like a simple sense of loss of control.
What actually happens inside us when a small trigger creates a big reaction?
A few things happen very fast. Firstly, your brain detects a pattern and then it compares to the past emotional memories, like those deep beliefs about yourselves and the world. Next, your schema gets activated. So, if you have that core belief like I am not enough, maybe a neutral event can light up that old theme. Next comes your emotional response system that reacts rapidly. So those tightness in your chest, racing thoughts, defensiveness, these work faster than your conscious reasoning. And lastly, our cognitive distortions. It amplifies it. For example, maybe personalization, like they are doing this to me, or catastrophizing that this small mistake will ruin everything. So all these layers combine together, making a small cue feel bigger.
Why do people feel ashamed after reacting so aggressively?
It's normal to feel embarrassed after we have reacted really strongly to something small, but actually, we judge ourselves to what has happened right now, and that reaction just seems out of proportion. But your reaction has not come out of nowhere, it's basically shaped by your past experiences. So, when we overlook that history, our shame becomes a natural response. If we understand that, this helps us to look at ourselves to in more clarity than self-criticism.
So, can you give the audience some practical tips to handle these triggers?
Yes, there are few approaches. Number one, naming the pattern. Simply pause and notice that this is an old emotional theme. That's affect labeling, which is naming the pattern. It naturally reduces your intensity and you go from reacting to observing. Second, grounding. So when you bring your attention to your senses, like what you see, what you hear, what you feel, that physical sensations activate your body's calm system that the immediate threat has passed. Number three, cognitive reframing. That's part of CBT. So, whenever you question the thought, like what evidence do I have? Is there a more balanced way to see this? It goes from automatic distortions to realistic thinking. Number fourth, diffusion, which is an ACT approach. You see the thought just as thought. So, it creates a distance and reduces the grip on you. Last is build emotional safety. So over time, when the trigger loses power, you feel safe. It is a more deeper work of therapy because you start seeing that not every feeling wants your act on it. So, next time when you notice yourself reacting strongly to something really small, just pause and ask yourself, is this what's happening right now, or is this something touching older? Your triggers aren't your flaw. These are basically the signals that your emotional themes need your understanding rather than your suppression. The goal isn't to eliminate your triggers, it's basically to understand with better clarity so that it does not slip into an automatic response.